Hello, my name is Ted Shortliff, and I'd like to record this so that you folks who are considering participating in the Dissertation Award competition at the American Medical Informatics Association could get a sense of its history and goals, and hopefully feel motivated early on in your studies to make sure that the kind of dissertation you write and the kind of work that you do could be competitive for this award. It builds upon my own personal philosophy since I got involved in getting this going some years ago. Uh, Way back in about 2000, I was asked to start a new journal or to rebirth a journal called the Journal of Biomedical Informatics. And when I agreed to do that, I wanted to be sure that this was a journal that was dedicated to the science of informatics, even though it would also, of course, deal with applied contributions, but that every paper would in some way need to capture underlying methodologic innovation or scientific contributions that others could apply themselves so that the work could be seen as being generalizable. Uh, that became the kind of mantra for that journal. And over the years, I became convinced that this was a great stimulus to getting really great papers where people really focused on how others could use their work, not only on what they accomplished themselves. And I wanted to make sure that informatics students, and especially doctoral students, were rewarded and honored for great science contributions. Uh, that's the key for a greater impact of your work and also for peer respect. Well, the idea for this award as a way of dealing with that, in addition to the journal, for example, was that occurred when I was president and chief executive officer for AMIA between 2009 and 2012. I'd been involved with AMIA for many years. It arose really large out of the research community in informatics. And I became aware that the growth of AMIA, wonderful though it was, sometimes had lost sight of or a focus on that core scientific element that was actually part of why the organization was founded in the first place. Um, I felt that it would be good for AMIA to find a way not to in any way discourage great applications work, but also to really focus on science for at least part of the program, and to make sure that those who were studying in the field were kind of motivated by those scientific goals, as well as by the applications that drove them to work on specific problems. So the key, I view it then, is that methodologic innovation is central, with a focus on generalizability, utility to others of the work that you do. Then, as I thought about that, the idea for the award came. Maybe we should actually honor and reward dissertations in the field that make great contributions in this underlying scientific way. I took this idea to the president of AMIA in 2013 when we were all meeting at the MedInfo meeting in Copenhagen, and said, I think we really ought to put together an award similar in stature and importance to the other top awards that AMIA offers to people in the field. And the award should be for the best dissertations in any given year. I also wrote a paper trying to describe what I thought a great dissertation was. I submitted it to JAMIA, and after revisions, it was published in 2016. And it is meant to kind of provide a roadmap for doctoral students, and frankly, any student who's writing papers about how to write about what you do in this field and how to think about what you do as science and as a contribution for use by others. Well, the concept of the award was approved, but we needed to go ahead and somehow or another fund it as well. We wanted this to be an award that would have a significant prize. We thought maybe $10,000 per year would be great if we could come up with enough funding to make that happen. That would be as much or more actually than any other award that AMIA offers. So we began a program of fundraising. And if you do some math and you want this really truly endowed, you'll see we needed between $200,000 and $300,000 realistically in order to fund $10,000 per year. It took a few years to do that. And some others worked very hard on raising the money. I provided some matching funds to try to stimulate others to make the contributions. And we reached the goal and were able to announce in 2016 that the dissertation award was going to begin, and that the first competition would lead to the first inaugural winners in 2017. Now you see I'm using plural here. We at one point thought it would be one dissertation that would get this award. But as we saw the large number of submissions that we were receiving for that first award, it seemed that it might make sense for us to split the 10,000 into a first prize and an honorable mention award. So the first prize would be then $7,500. The other $2,500 would go to the honorable mention. And in addition, the individuals would be invited to come and present their work at the AMIA annual symposium. We would set aside a special semi-plenary session that the two of them would share. They would get half of the program. That's much longer than a typical paper presentation at AMIA. It would allow them to present their dissertation to a very interested audience. Then when we got so many nominations, we felt we really wanted to honor some of the other really great ones, because the judging committee found it was challenging to pick even the top two from among all those nominations. So for that reason, we also agreed that we would still have some finalists that would be honored for having exceptionally good dissertations, and that the first prize and then the honorable mention plus the finalists would all actually provide links to their dissertations, usually from university databases, so that we could put up those links on the AMIA website on pages devoted to this award. And prospective students who were thinking about how they should write a really top-notch dissertation could be guided by the dissertations that had won the awards in the past, and we showed them what the kind of work that we were looking for. So this award has now been given annually since 2017. We've had marvelous nominations. And in fact, in order to try to have a reasonable number, we felt that we should limit the number of submissions to one per academic program, so that there'd be some decision-making within a university program as to which of the dissertations they wanted to put up and nominate for this award that year. We expect the dissertation to have been completed within the 18 months preceding the final deadline for submission of nominations. In theory, that means that a dissertation could be nominated twice, although given the competition within a program, that seems a little unlikely that they'd pick one and a different one the next year. AMIA was sufficiently excited by this that they agreed to support the travel and the lodging for the winner and the honorable mentions who were going to be presenting at that plenary session. So AMIA itself has made contributions over and above the fund that was raised to handle the award money for the first and second prize. So our goal now, and one of the reasons I'm doing this taping, is to try to inspire all doctoral students who are doing dissertation work in our field to write a dissertation that will be competitive for the award. We'd like people to actually hear about this and learn about it early enough in their training that they'd actually have it in mind as they chose their topics, worked on with their advisors on the research itself, and then wrote it up in a way that was likely to be appreciated by the judging committee. This is all about it being a push for excellence in our field, and for letting those who have done really fine research feel appreciated and acknowledged for that work. And therefore, we hope that all students, as they enter into their doctoral training, and hear about this award will say, that's one of my goals. I'd really love to have my dissertation be competitive for this award and at least make it as a finalist. And then you'd be able to share your dissertation with a larger community through those links on the website. So far, our winners over these years, these first few years, have been thrilled. They've been feted at the AMIA meeting with a special dinner that they get to attend. They have this large slot in the program for their presentations, and the sessions are well attended. And I've had many people tell me, that was the best session at the meeting. That's incredible work, and it was wonderful that they had enough time to really present it. So it all goes back to having that as a goal from day one. And I hope that all of you who are training in biomedical informatics or related fields will go to the website, the AMIA website, and that's where this video will be kept, and read about the guidelines, browse through some of the past winning dissertations in areas you're interested in, and be inspired to set for yourself a goal of having a final dissertation that would be both selected by your own institution as its nominee for the award, and then be very competitive in the final judging process. There are 7 members of that judging committee. They rotate around a bit, but every one of them has themselves completed a PhD dissertation. So the judging is being done by people that know what it's like to have to write one of these. And we really hope that you will keep them thrilled by the work that they're looking at, and that you yourself will be thrilled by the impact that this award has had on your own motivation and maybe for certainly some of you, final recognition at the annual meeting. So good luck to all of you. Thanks very much. And I hope you're excited by this opportunity.